Is this the future of music or the end of it? An AI artist just signed a $3 million deal with a record label. Or did she? In this video, I'm going to give you all of the details surrounding the Xania Monet $3 million deal so that you can separate the facts from the fiction that you're hearing all over social media right now. So who is Xania Monet really? We know it's an AI artist, but who is behind it? And how much human involvement is really going on. The AI artist Xania, she's a complete digital artist with her own unique identity. She has songs that are debuting at number 25 on Billboard's Emerging Talents chart. She's just going crazy, right? But the actual person behind it is a self-proclaimed poet named Nikki Jones, or Talisha Nikki Jones. And she used, Suno basically to be able to transform her poetry into music. And so that's really what is behind this AI artist here. Now, she owns all the songwriting, composition, copyrights because she wrote the song. But it still kind of falls into that gray area of what music is Suno and Udio trained on anyways to be able to generate the music from those lyrics that she puts in. That's where it gets tricky. So Talisha actually does own all of the songwriting and publishing rights to the song because she wrote it, right? Then she uses Suno to generate the melodies and the production behind all of her poetry. Now, she made crazy headlines when she signed this $3 million deal with Hallwood Media. And this is actually a deal that Neil Jacobson did, who I know this guy. We've done work with him in the past. And he's always on the cutting edge of this type of stuff. And he loves the fact that it makes these controversial headlines. Now, what's kind of sketchy about these headlines, though, is that it says that the deal got to a $3 million figure. It's like a reported amount. But it's not actually confirmed that that's what she got paid when she signed the deal. Now, realistically, it was probably structured like a typical record label deal where it's like 1.5 million or something will go towards marketing. And then like the other money will be caught up in like options. So it's like, oh, well, we have the option to renew on a deal. And then we have another option. So it'll be like a 9-10 year deal. So it's not like all that money is getting paid to the person who signed the deal, the girl that signed the deal, right? This is just like a good way to catch headlines by saying she signed a $3 million record deal. When you actually get into the weeds of it, it's way different than that. So Xania's songs have been going pretty crazy on social media, like, TikTok and Instagram. You see reels that are getting millions of views, and it's propelled those AI generated songs to the top of the charts. We see Let Go, Let God debuted at 25 on the Billboard charts, which is pretty crazy. And how was I supposed to know? Look at that. R&B digital song sales, number 1, R&B hip hop digital, number 3, and digital song sales overall, number 22. So she's definitely making an impact. That is for sure. This obviously sparked a ton of reaction from the industry, which actually the side effect of that is that Xania Monet's music is just getting streamed more and bigger because everybody's talking about her. And that was kind of the whole plan that Neil Jacobson had from putting this headline out. He knew it was going to be polarizing, and he knew it was going to cause a huge stir in the music industry. We saw famous artists like Kehlani and SZA come out and just be like, we can't stand this, and it's taking money away from real artists and all these different things. And they just think that it's not the way that we should be headed towards in the music industry. These are obviously real artists, real songwriters that have been in the game for a while. And I think they just see it as a really big threat to human creativity. Kehlani herself said, this has nothing to do with creativity. It has to do with humanity. So she's going that whole ethical route of just saying, like, we don't want robots replacing humans, and they don't have any soul. They can't make music like humans make because they don't have souls. SZA came out and said, I don't want my art to be used to create AI without my permission. And then there's other people just throughout the industry saying, I don't think it's about to replace humans, but it's definitely going to change the landscape. And that's what I kind of want to get to, is that this is really what this is about, right? The fact that an artist like this, that's an AI, can be charting on Billboard and getting top slots with the music that they're releasing, it really shows a shift in the industry that this is even possible. A lot of people that are younger, especially, like, whatever is popping on TikTok or Instagram, like, they're going to go listen to that music. So it's kind of like, whoa, maybe humans don't care so much if the song is made by a human or not, as long as they enjoy it and as long as they think like they want to fit in with their friends and stay up on the trends of what songs are popular at the time. Now, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just trying to point out the fact that that is where we're at in the current consumer profile of the US and abroad. There's a myth going around that, oh yeah, AI made all this music. Well, it didn't. It has a human behind it, like we talked about. It has Nikki Jones as the person who made all the lyrics, wrote all the lyrics, and then just like plugged it in to Suno to make the actual production and the melody of it. Now, I don't even know if she sang it, which I mean, that would make me feel a little bit better about this if like she actually recorded her own vocals like as a rough demo and then plugged it into Suno and it kind of fleshed it out. But I don't even think she's doing that. I think this is just straight like, here's my poetry and I just plug it in and see what it gives me. So I don't know about it. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I think like Suno is great to be able to flesh out full songs and ideas and morph them into something else. And that's what I do a lot of times too. But to just like only plug the lyrics in and have it make everything, that's a little concerning to me. But hey, it's working for her, obviously. Now, you see a lot of headlines saying that she's dominating the charts, but you got to think about it. She only really has 10 million streams. It's not like she has 100 million or a billion streams coming out. She's not topping every chart. It's not like she's like top 10 in the world on every chart. It's just specific Billboard charts that are really niched down to certain genres. She's able to kind of like capture that niche and be able to kind of propel herself up those. So you could see, it's R&B digital sales, gospel songs, emerging talents. So these charts are kind of like less competitive, basically. And so it's a lot easier to be able to chart on these and then spin that into a headline that makes it seem like she's way bigger than she actually is, which then causes people to come out and freak out, which then makes her bigger. Once again, this is all the mastermind of Neil Jacobson putting this all together, I'm sure. Now, while this is probably the biggest dollar amount that an AI artist got signed for, at the same time, it's not like this is the first one. We saw different groups like Velvet Sundown, and we saw some, FN Mecca got signed to Capitol Records. So there have been AI artists that have been signed to record labels already before Xania. So the word going around is that her deal is valued at $3 million. And this has been reported by some different publications, and people were trying to present this as a fact that she got paid out $3 million to sign this deal. But it's come from unconfirmed sources. Hallwood Media themselves hasn't even commented on the specific terms of the deal. So that's a big red flag. Like if they're not going to come out and say, yeah, we signed it for $3 million, then she probably didn't really sign for $3 million, or that $3 million is spread out across a whole different term lengths and options and marketing budgets where it's not really what you think it is. They're trying to make it seem bigger than what the reality is. Now, this brings out a lot of concerns when it comes to copyright ownership. Now, as we know, all the major labels right now are actually suing these AI generative companies like Suno and Udio right now. And they're trying to figure out how to come to a settlement and come to terms. Probably what's going to happen is the major labels are going to end up owning a huge piece of Suno and Udio, the same way that where they came and sued Spotify back in the early 2000s, and then they ended up owning a big chunk of Spotify. So that's just their playbook. They sue first, and then they get equity ownership. But this does have a lot of implications on copyright in general, because it's like, who owns the rights to the music created with AI tools that are trained on already existing lyrics, right? It's not like she went into Suno and was like, make me an R&B song that sounds like this. It was like, no, she put in her own lyrics that she wrote, and then it made the song around those lyrics. So it kind of is this weird little gray area that we're sitting in right now in the music industry of being like, who really owns what and how much of the copyright, and what is this all going to really evolve into over time? Now, whether you like this whole situation or not, the fact of the matter is Xania Monet represents a new frontier in the music industry, for real. It's causing everybody to reevaluate the established notions of creation, copyright, and value in the marketplace. If the consumer of the music is signaling by going and streaming these songs that they don't really care so much if a human made it, then that's a really tough realization that we're going to all have to come to terms with. Hopefully this cleared up a lot of things for you guys in terms of this whole situation. If it did, please subscribe to this channel and drop a comment on this video with any questions you have related to the music industry or sync licensing, and I will make a video about it very soon here. So guys, go ahead, please leave a comment, subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace.